Hey everybody, it's Mitch, and welcome to my next video. Today we are going to be doing a video game tip on Animal Crossing New Leaf. Today's video is going to be a tip on how to get bells. Alright, so there's a lot of different ways to make bells in Animal Crossing. Sell fish, sell anything really. But early in the game, I like to go with fishing. You just go down to the ocean, catch as many fish as you can, and then go sell them. They're easy. It's a good strategy. Gets a lot of money early on. Now, while you're doing that, every time you get fruit, what I like to do is also buy a few axes and chop down all the trees that aren't making fruit and replace them with trees that do produce fruit. Preferably not your native fruit. So, as soon as you get a fruit that's not native to your town, yeah, start hacking. Also, as soon as you get that one perfect fruit, which generally you're going to get one early in the game, plant that. You're just going to plant a ton of trees. The perfect one, that works a lot better if you have friends. Can be difficult to find people who have the game that will let you go to their town. I've had trouble with that one. But if you do have people whose towns you can visit, perfect fruit is the best way to make money. You can only do it really every 4 days because, you know, after a while the trees die. So, I mean, you can do most of them every 3, but some of them you have to wait till the 4th day. It's better to wait 4 days. That way you don't have to bug your friends every day. You can just bug them every 4th day. So that works. Or you can just store perfect apples in your inventory. That works too. But fishing's great early on. Fruit is the best way once you get going. It's a bit time consuming, but major bells. And you're going to want to go with the fruit that sell for 500, not the 251. There's a few that are weird, like the Parmesians and a few other weird ones you don't want to do because they don't sell for as much. But you want to go with the standard ones that could be in your town: apples, oranges, cherries, stuff like that. You want to get those kind of fruits. Pears, peaches. Those are the big bell fruits, except for the ones that are in your town. Those are only 100. Those are cheap. You want to only keep a couple of the keep the trees you have. Don't plant any extras because you'll need them to get perfect fruit. But that's really about the only use those have because they don't sell for much. But yeah, just plant a ton of fruit in your town. Just a ton of fruit. It takes a while, but once you get going, you can make so much money. Just don't sell your fruit at first. Not until you have a ton of trees in your town. Once you have the bazillion trees, just once you filled your town with fruit trees, then you can start selling. But not until then. You'll make so much more money if you do that. It takes a few hours to harvest them all, but it's just really worth it. So fruit, definitely the best long-term strategy. Be working towards that initially. But also you can get fruit if you don't have friends to go to their town and bum them for fruit. Go to the island once that opens up. You have to wait for a Tortimer to invite you, but once that does happen, go to the island and just participate in a couple of little mini games. And once you do that, you can actually anything that's not necessary for the mini game. If you have it in your pocket, it'll stay in your pocket. So if you find fruit on, I don't know, one where you gotta use your slingshot or something, just steal a couple of fruit while you're doing that. It might hurt you on the mini game, whatever, no big deal. Not like you can't just retry it or whatever. But grab a couple of fruit, make sure they're the good fruit. One is plenty. But if you want to grab more, it'll speed things up a little. So then once you do that, just take it back to your town, plant it somewhere where you're sure it'll grow. A good way to make sure on that is chop down a tree and plant it in the place of the old tree, like one that doesn't make fruit. So you do that, and then, yeah, you can just really build an army of trees and make a ton of money that way. But until that's built up, fish. Just fish down at the ocean. That's the best way to do it. Some people like bugs. I just don't. I don't see the yield there. You don't make nearly as many bells uh, bug catching as you do fishing. Plus, bug catching really only works in certain seasons. I don't think there's many, if any, bugs during the winter, so that's kind of a problem. So, you just gotta winter, just fish, ocean fish, ocean fish. That's how to start. And then fruit once you get going. If you have friends, perfect fruit. You're going to want to use tons of those and then just sell them because, while regular fruit will get you 500 in your town, perfect fruit will get you 600, but with the decay rate, it kind of balances out. But if you go to your, sell them at your buddy's town, you get 3,000 per fruit. So way more. So yeah, that's good 5 times more bells overall, considering the decay rate and everything. So definitely the way to go. If you have a friend that you can visit regularly, definitely a great way. I've been able to do it a little bit, so tons and tons of bells. I took I had my inventory, my shelves completely full of perfect apples one time, because apples is my native fruit, and I sold them in my friend's town because I had built them up for months, and I think I made 2-3 million bells in one. No, I think I made like 10 million bells. It was ridiculous. I think I made 2 million bells just selling one time. It was crazy, just crazy. Yeah, you can just make a ridiculous amount of bells doing that. So that's definitely the way to make money. Um, but if there's any ideas anybody else has, let me know. Also, check your rocks. Hit the rocks with shovels, and try and so that position yourself so that your back is square against something, but you don't want too much wiggle room there, because you're going to need the full 8 around the rock. Only one rock will produce bells, so you know it's kind of a trick, but you're going to want to hit it and just keep mashing 8. If you do it right, you can get it to still 8 times and get about 16,000 bells. Uh, Really good way to start. Fossils is also a nice way to get daily bells. Find all the fossils. You can usually get about 16,000 bells for that as well. Daily, both of these are daily occurrences. Once you get your silver shovel for getting a bunch of fossils, then you actually can get ore off of those rocks instead. Gold shovel, not so good. I actually put mine in inventory because I found it less useful. But the silver shovel is a great method. You can get ore and actually get like 30,000 bells in one go. Pretty crazy. That's on a high note, but you can get a lot more that way than you could with the other methods. It's just good, especially if you manage to get gold and silver, or those things sell for a lot more. And definitely keep an eye out for stray rocks, ones that aren't normally in your town, because those ones always will have one ore in them. So, just a few tips there on how to make money and the best ways to do it. So, like I was starting to say earlier before I remembered more stuff, if you have any ideas, feel free to leave a comment on it. Any tips I might not know about. I know about the bell tree money. It's not worth it. It's a gamble and a bad one, generally. So, yeah, don't be commenting me on that one, because I know that that's a terrible way to make money. Overall, it's about as good a way to make money as betting on red in the casino. So, anyways, yeah, please like the video, especially if I helped you out, helped increase your income on Animal Crossing a little bit. Um, Subscribe to my channel for more tips and various other things. Have a pretty comprehensive channel going on. But anyways, I'm Mitch. I'll be seeing you.